Today God says this message did not appear in your life by accident, it appeared because you have been carrying silent thoughts, silent questions, and silent hopes that no one else fully understands. You may not speak about them openly, but inside you there has been a desire for change, for stability, for reassurance that your efforts are not wasted. This moment is not about fear of losing something, it is about remembering something. Remembering who you are, remembering how far you have come, and remembering that growth does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes growth begins quietly, in a simple decision to pause and reflect. You may have felt pressure recently, perhaps related to finances, responsibilities, or expectations placed upon you. When pressure builds, the mind often creates worst-case scenarios. But God is not speaking to create anxiety. The message is about grounding yourself before stress controls your perspective. Your health, your peace, and your emotional balance matter more than any number or outcome. When your mind is calm, your decisions improve. When your decisions improve, your results follow naturally. Stability begins internally. The idea of sudden money or dramatic change can create excitement, but real transformation is not built on sudden events. It is built on preparation. If increase were to arrive today, would your discipline sustain it? If opportunity appeared tomorrow, would your focus recognize it? Wealth is not only financial. Wealth is clarity. Wealth is emotional control. Wealth is consistent habits. The reason you are being reminded to pay attention now is because preparation is happening within you. Your thinking is maturing. Your patience is growing. Your priorities are shifting. God says do not move through today unconsciously. Be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of your words. Be aware of how you treat your time. If you spend your hours in fear, you weaken your energy. If you spend your hours in focus, you strengthen your direction. Instead of asking, what if something bad happens, begin asking, what can I improve today? That simple shift changes everything. When you focus on improvement instead of panic, your confidence increases. There is also something about gratitude in this moment. You may feel like you are waiting for a breakthrough, but look carefully at the progress you have already made. Challenges you survived. Lessons you learned. Skills you developed. Those were not small things. They were building blocks. The future you desire is not created by one dramatic moment, it is created by daily refinement. One better decision. One disciplined habit. One honest conversation. One focused hour. God is not leaving you. Connection is not built on fear or countdowns. Connection grows through consistency. Through small daily moments of reflection. Through gratitude before sleep. Through calm decisions during stress. Through patience when outcomes feel slow. You do not need urgency to grow. You need awareness. Instead of rushing, take a breath. Instead of fearing loss, strengthen discipline. Instead of chasing sudden miracles, build steady habits. What is meant for you will align with the version of you that is prepared to handle it. Preparation is happening right now. Today God says as you continue listening, understand that the shift happening in your life is not loud, it is subtle, and subtle shifts often carry the deepest transformation. You may not see dramatic external changes yet, but internally your awareness is expanding. You are thinking more carefully before reacting. You are questioning habits that once felt automatic. You are noticing where your energy goes and whether it truly serves you. This is growth. Growth rarely announces itself with noise. It unfolds quietly through reflection, through maturity, through small corrections made consistently over time. If you look back honestly at who you were a year ago, you will recognize that your perspective has evolved. Situations that once overwhelmed you now teach you. Conversations that once triggered you now challenge you to respond with calm. That is not coincidence, that is development. There is something important about how you view your future. Sometimes when you think about tomorrow, your mind jumps to worry instead of possibility. You may calculate risks, imagine setbacks, or replay past disappointments. But God says your future is not meant to be approached with fear. It is meant to be built with intention. Intention changes everything. When you wake up and choose discipline instead of delay, your confidence grows. When you plan instead of procrastinate, your clarity increases. When you reflect instead of react, your stability strengthens. These small choices compound. They shape your direction quietly but powerfully. Another realization unfolding in this season is about responsibility. You are beginning to understand that waiting for external change without internal effort leads to frustration. But when time, and your focus, you regain control. Control does not mean controlling everything around you, it means controlling how you respond. When you control your response, you protect your peace. When you protect your peace, your mind becomes clear. And when your mind is clear, your decisions improve naturally. God says there may be areas in your life that require adjustment. Perhaps your daily routine lacks structure. Perhaps your sleep patterns affect your productivity. Perhaps distractions have quietly consumed hours meant for growth. This is not a reason for guilt. It is a reason for awareness. Awareness allows correction. Correction creates progress. Choose one small habit to improve this week. Commit to it fully. Even small discipline changes can shift your trajectory significantly over time. There is also something about your self-worth that needs reinforcement. You may not always acknowledge your resilience, but it is real. You have handled pressures that once felt unbearable. You have adapted to circumstances that required strength. You have continued moving forward even when results were slow. That perseverance is evidence of capability. Do not underestimate yourself simply because your growth feels gradual. Gradual growth is often the strongest growth because it builds stable foundations. God says gratitude must remain central in this phase. Gratitude does not mean ignoring ambition. It means appreciating progress while continuing to strive. When you operate from gratitude, your energy feels lighter. When you operate from comparison, your energy feels heavy. Shift your attention from what others are doing to what you are building. Focus on alignment instead of competition. Your journey is unique because your lessons are unique. This shift is also about emotional maturity. Instead of reacting instantly, pause. Instead of assuming, ask. Instead of escalating tension, seek clarity. Mature responses build trust. Calm communication strengthens relationships. The way you handle small conflicts reveals your readiness for greater responsibility. Emotional control is strength. Today God says you are not being rushed toward anything dramatic. You are being prepared steadily. Preparation feels ordinary, but its impact is extraordinary. Continue refining your thinking. Continue strengthening your habits. Continue protecting your focus. The life you desire is shaped daily through consistent intentional action. Today God says as this shift continues within you, there is something even deeper you must recognize, and that is the power of quiet consistency. You may be waiting for a visible breakthrough, a clear sign, a dramatic confirmation that everything is changing, but most meaningful transformations begin invisibly. Seeds grow beneath the soil long before they break through the surface. In the same way, your discipline, your patience, your new awareness, and your improved decision-making are strengthening roots beneath your visible reality. Do not mistake quiet progress for stagnation. What feels slow is often simply stable. Stability is not flashy, but it is powerful because it holds growth in place when challenges appear. God says examine how you measure success. If you measure it only by immediate results, you will feel impatient. If you measure it by daily improvement, you will feel encouraged. Did you handle a conversation more calmly than before? That is growth. Did you resist a distraction and stay focused longer than usual? That is growth. Did you choose patience instead of frustration? That is growth. These are not small victories. They are foundational changes. When your foundation strengthens, your future becomes more secure. Stop dismissing small improvements as insignificant. They are the building blocks of long-term change. There may also be something about fear of the future that quietly influences your decisions. You may not openly admit it, but sometimes hesitation is rooted in the fear of failure or the fear of disappointment. God says understand that fear does not disappear by waiting, it fades through action. Each step you take, even imperfectly, reduces uncertainty. Movement creates clarity. Experience builds confidence. Confidence builds courage. You do not need to eliminate fear completely before acting. You need to act despite it. That is how maturity develops. Another area that deserves attention is how you treat your time. Time is subtle. It moves whether you are intentional or distracted. If you allow hours to disappear without focus, you will feel behind. But if you structure even part of your day with clear intention, you will feel progress. You do not need to control every minute. You need to protect your priorities. Choose moments each day where you commit fully to growth, whether that means learning something new, improving a skill, organizing your plans, or simply reflecting honestly. Small focused sessions are more powerful than scattered effort. God says this shift also involves your emotional awareness. There are moments when you react quickly because something touches an old wound or insecurity. When that happens, pause. Ask yourself why the reaction feels strong. Self-understanding transforms emotional impulsiveness into emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the strongest assets you can develop. It improves relationships. It strengthens leadership. It builds trust. It creates stability. The more you understand yourself, the more control you gain over your responses. There is also a reminder about humility and gratitude. As you grow, remain grounded. Do not let improvement create pride. Let it create responsibility. When you stay grateful, you stay balanced. Gratitude protects your peace. It prevents constant dissatisfaction. You can desire more while appreciating what you have. Those two can coexist. Gratitude gives you calm ambition instead of restless pressure. God says do not compare your internal journey to someone else's external highlight. You see results, not preparation. You see outcomes, not effort. Focus on refining your own path. Your progress may not be loud, but it is real. Trust your timing. Trust your development. Trust the lessons that shaped you. As this shift continues, remember that growth requires repetition. One good day does not change everything. Repeated good days create momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates direction. Keep building quietly. Keep correcting gently. Keep showing up consistently. You are not falling behind. You are building forward. Today, God says as you move further into this season of awareness, you must understand that the shift happening inside you is preparing you for a different level of responsibility, clarity, and stability. You may still look at your external situation and feel like everything is the same, but internally you are not the same person. Your reactions are slower. Your thinking is deeper. Your decisions are more intentional. That difference may seem small, but it is powerful. Internal shifts always come before external change. When your mindset evolves, your behavior adjusts. When your behavior adjusts, your results begin to follow. This is how transformation truly works. There is something important about patience in this phase. Impatience can make you overlook progress that is already happening. You might feel like you should be further by now, like you should have accomplished more, earned more, built more. But growth is not a race. Growth is a process of refinement. Refinement takes repetition. It takes correction. It takes learning from mistakes without allowing them to define you. Every lesson you have gone through has strengthened your understanding. Every delay has built endurance. Every setback has sharpened your perspective. Nothing has been wasted. God says examine how you handle ordinary days. It is easy to feel motivated during inspiring moments, but real strength shows on normal days when nothing feels dramatic. Do you still commit to your goals when motivation is low? Do you still protect your focus when distractions appear? Do you still practice discipline when no one is watching? Ordinary consistency builds extraordinary outcomes. If you can master your routine during calm days, you will remain steady during challenging days. There may also be adjustments needed in how you define success. Success is not only achievement. It is alignment. It is going to sleep knowing your actions matched your values. It is handling conflict with maturity. It is maintaining integrity even when shortcuts seem easier. It is choosing long-term stability over short-term excitement. When you redefine success this way, you remove unnecessary pressure and replace it with purposeful action. God says your thoughts deserve careful attention. Thoughts repeated often become beliefs. Beliefs influence behavior. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are behind, you will move with hesitation. If you tell yourself that you are improving daily, you will move with confidence. Change your internal language. Speak to yourself with discipline but also with encouragement. Self-correction is important, but self-condemnation is not productive. Growth thrives in constructive environments, even within your own mind. Another key realization is about responsibility over reactions. You cannot control everything around you, but you can control how you respond. When something unexpected happens, choose reflection before reaction. When emotions rise, breathe before speaking. This simple habit prevents unnecessary complications. Emotional maturity protects relationships, careers, and opportunities. Stability during stress is a sign of preparation for greater responsibility. God says gratitude must remain constant. Gratitude anchors you in the present while ambition guides you forward. If you focus only on what is missing, you create restlessness. If you appreciate what is present, you create peace. Peace allows you to think clearly. Clear thinking allows you to act wisely. Wise actions build lasting results. There is also something about focus that deserves attention. You cannot build something meaningful while scattering your energy everywhere. Choose your priorities carefully. Limit distractions intentionally. Protect the hours you dedicate to growth. Even small focused sessions repeated daily create noticeable change over time. Momentum builds quietly. This shift you are experiencing is not dramatic, but it is real. You are becoming more aware, more intentional, more disciplined, more emotionally balanced. These qualities will support you long term. Continue refining them. Continue strengthening them. Continue building steadily without rushing. God says the most powerful changes often begin with simple decisions. Choosing patience over pressure, choosing discipline over delay, choosing reflection over reaction, choosing gratitude over complaint. These decisions shape your character. Character shapes your future. If this message resonates deeply with you, comment "I am growing steadily and intentionally" below. Like this video if you are ready to continue building with calm discipline, and subscribe if you are committed to strengthening your mindset, emotional maturity, and consistent progress every single day.